Hey, good day, folks. You understand reliability basics. You may be a CMRP. You know the tools of reliability and maintenance best practices, and you're trying to implement them. But top management, their decisions keep you from advancing, keep you in mediocrity. You know, your life is one step forward, two steps back. What advice do you have for the plant that has a poor leader or poor top management? Signed, disheartened and discouraged. Very common email that I get, very common phone conversation that I'm on is, hey, we know everything what to do, we know all the steps, we just can't get there because we've got a bad boss. Hey folks, this is Joe Kuhn of Lean-Driven Reliability, bridging the gap between best practices that you know you should be doing, just can't quite figure out how to get it done with your culture, your management team in this case. Can't get it done because it's just the realities of what's going on in your life and facility. So hey folks, this is very common. But in varying degrees, and everybody's a little bit unique. Sometimes it is a bad boss. You know, sometimes they're just not good. They may be great at marketing, they may be great at sales, but they don't understand manufacturing. They may understand production and quality, but don't understand how equipment works and how to keep it running reliably. Quite often it is just that ignorance of understanding what reliability is about that's preventing them from being a good boss. But today, we're going to have fun. We're going to talk about what to do if you have a bad boss. That's the question of the day. You've got a bad boss. We've all been there. Today, I'm going to talk about a fictional person named Bob. But I say fictional. They're a real person with a different name in my career, Bob. Bob was 2 levels higher than me in the organization. I was a plant manager at the time. You know, we had weekly financial beatings, and they were beatings. They were, tell us what your financials are, tell us why, let me tell you how dumb you are. I mean, and why you're not living up to expectations. It was a public performance review every single week. They can only be described as beatings. It was never good enough. You were expected to have month-over-month improvement. Anything less was horrible performance, regardless of the reason why. You know, this person, Bob, appeared not to care what your reasons were and not to care what your actions were. You could mortgage the future by deferring an outage that you knew you needed to have. You deferred it into next quarter, even next year, and you were told, good job for that. You're mortgaging the future. You can cut all overtime for people just as an action item, and you were patted on the back for doing that, regardless if it was a waste or if it was needed overtime for some reactive work. Not hiring for open positions or actually laying off people with super job. Good job, Joe. Increase risk. So you're just going to increase the risk of something going wrong. We're going to take our PMs that we know we need to do every month, and we're going to do them once a quarter just to save money, regardless of failure mode. So you're increasing risk. All those things, well done. I'm being a little sarcastic, but not a whole lot of inaccuracies in the expectation. From these experiences and others, you know, over my 34-year career, I recommend the following actions, and I put a lot of effort into making these in order of priority. So the first one is what I would do first, second, third. Maybe you don't even have to get to the fourth one. But so in order. So number 1, you've heard this consistently here, but hang on for the other, 2, 3, and 4. It isn't going to be just replaying old videos, okay? Number 1, you must embrace the principles of lean-driven reliability. I'm not saying hire me, I'm saying the principles. You got a book here I wrote for you. I've got a DIY, do-it-yourself reliability journey document that you can have. Send me an email. Waste is everywhere at your plant. You've got to be trained to see it and got to relentlessly go after it. It is there and it can provide you with very short-term, very sustainable changes and actions that you can put in place to get that month-over-month improvement. I promise you it is there. Those results that you get from quick actions in the next 30, 60, 90 days can fund your reliability program, get that flywheel of change going, and you will earn sponsorship. Number one, that works, okay? Number two, so a lot of videos on that, folks, and if you're energized around that, give me a call, send me an email, we'll talk, all for no charge, right? All phone call and all email stuff I don't charge for, and I do a lot of that a week. So you are not the only person doing that. I get about 10, 15 a week that I respond to. I love doing it, love helping you out. Number two, involve this leader in a current state Kaizen, okay? See in reality. You know, assume your boss is leading with bad data. They're not a bad person, they're leading with bad data. They got experiences in the past and bad information, so they're giving out bad orders, okay? And that's quite often the case. Get them involved in a multi-day Kaizen. I've outlined one in my book, you know, detail how to do it. You know, hey, $14.99 on Amazon. Get them involved in the creation of plans, okay? Ownership of plans creates accountability for them. So when they're making a bad decision, they've got ownership in that. So get them involved. When they ask you to increase risk, you know, they're wanting to transfer that blame to you, but get them involved in it so they're partially to blame when bad things happen because we increase our risk. A go and see culture is key to becoming a good leader. Help them. Help them become a good leader by helping them see reality. Very important. That's option number two. And you could use all these, you know, use all these. But they're in order of importance and impact. Number three, increase communication with them. Monthly reports with action plans, KPIs, positive results, some encouragement, some of the momentum. Don't assume they know all the actions you're taking and all the results. Quite often they're at a high level, they only get the highlights. They don't see all the actions and things you're doing. Having a plan and making progress against that plan often, well, most often will buy you several months of leeway to have negative or neutral results. So having that plan. Also, there's an excellent chance that these beatings are out of frustration. They don't know what to do. They're absent a plan, so they're upset, and that comes out in a negative emotion at you, at me, because they don't have a plan they believe in. Okay? So if they don't have a plan they believe in, they don't believe in results, the emotions go to the top. Just give them a plan, right? Give them a written plan and just copy them on the email. Here's what's happening. Here's what we're doing. Here's some testimonials. Get them involved, increasing communication, number three. Number four, hey, I've had to do this several times in my career. I don't like saying it, but it's a real tool that has worked very well for me. Ignore them. Do the right thing. You know, do the right thing. 99% of the time when you're in these debates and you're getting yelled at for your cost or for your change or your reliability performance, you're going to be able to win the battle of the argument because you know the data. You know the facts behind it. You know, they're waiting for you to blink because they got a math problem. They got a financial problem. They're trying to earn $1 million, you know, say profit this month, and it's only showing 700,000, and they're trying to solve this math problem. So they're yelling at everybody, waiting for people to give 100,000, to give 200,000. They don't know the details, don't have time to get in the details, and they're waiting for somebody to give, okay? Quite often that's the case. You know, here's a couple examples. You know, say for example, you know, this is all under ignore them, do the right thing. You know, you're getting beat on for not making your forecast for the month. You know, and you're going to miss by $100,000. Detail what happened. Hey, we had a $200,000 CNC machine failure That cost $200,000. We lost some production for that. We also had an unexpected $100,000 roof repair. We had $300,000 in unexpected events this month, and we're going to miss by 100,000. You know these facts. You can talk about them. Nobody's going to argue whether you needed to fix the roof or not, or you needed to fix the CNC or not. They're going to move on past that. But what's important is I just identified 3 times the impact, 3 times the negative impact, and we were only going to be down $100,000. So it's important that you show them, your leaders, that, hey, we couldn't offset it all, but we offset 200,000 of it. So it's still going to get beat on, but it allows you to live another day. You know, keep in mind, always keep in mind when you're using this option 4, do the right thing. Hey, next month and next quarter is going to come. So if you make stupid decisions and defer maintenance, defer spending, not hiring people that you need to solve problems, that's just going to make next month worse. And it's going to make next quarter worse. So you're digging the hole deeper. Rule number 1 is when you're in a hole, stop digging. Okay? So do the right thing. Be professional. I realize this is passive aggressive. This action 4 is passive aggressive. But hey, you know, it's a technique I've used, but it's number 4, okay? You're always going to have obstacles to doing the right thing. Great leaders face them, and they know that they will emerge better for them. So fighting these obstacles make you better. I went through these beatings, you know, and I emerged as a better leader because of that. Developed some techniques like lean-driven reliability because of that. This is a lesson from the Stoics. Been doing a lot of work and a lot of research on Greek philosophy, and I love the Stoics. It's a philosophy that began in the 3rd century BC, so if you're interested in that, hey, send me a note if you're interested in that. The Stoics. Hey, folks, begin your journey. This isn't that hard. If I can help you out in any way, send me a note, send me an email. I coach people virtually through email and conference calls and cell phone calls. I love doing it. It's where I like to spend a lot of time. It's not really that hard, especially when you've been on top of the mountain. If I can help you out in any way, if I can be an experienced guide for you and your team, just let me know that. Hit like and subscribe. This is Joe out.